In the chapter above, I talked about the register break, or passaggio. I defined this part of the voice as a grey area, where we aren't entirely sure what to do with our sound. Do we keep it more chesty and run the risk of shouting, or do we dive straight into our head voice, maybe dropping our dynamics too soon or too quickly? If we ignore the break, then we will never bridge the gap in our register, and it will always sound a little bit broken. Imagine going from a pitch in the area of your voice where you speak all the way up to your head voice. Just like this. Ah. Did you hear that break in the middle? Ah. That's where our register flips. In this case, it changed quite drastically. It didn't sound smooth at all, and I didn't negotiate with the amount of power that I wanted from my spoken tone and how much head resonance I required. I just simply went for it. If I don't want to get to this break, then maybe I will shout, raising my larynx, hurting myself, and then anyway, eventually I will get to that break at some point. A smooth passaggio should sound more similar to something like this. Ah. As you can hear, I started in my chest area, I went up in my head voice, then I came back down. However, the flip from my chest to my head wasn't evident, and when I went to the top, I didn't feel any strain in my throat. In order to get there, we need to figure out where our passaggio, or break, is normally located. We can simply do that by singing a major scale all the way up from a pitch in the middle of our spoken range, so not too high but not too low, until we feel like we need to switch to our head voice. In my case, I know this is pretty much where it's happening, so I'm gonna go for this major scale. Did you hear? The last two notes were already in my head voice. So I will target directly this area of my voice, which sits in the middle between my chest and my head, and I'm gonna try and connect the two registers together. I'm gonna use my vocal tube for this and siren these two pitches. Here we go. This way, I know that my passaggio is going to be pretty much in the middle of these pitches. The first one is in my chest range, and the second one is in my head. So I'm starting to iron this passaggio out and remove all of the creases to make it smooth. By using the straw, we are also able to see whether we're controlling our airflow properly. In fact, I'm trying to keep a constant flow of bubbles without blowing too much or too little air. I can then move on to a different sound. Let's take one of the SOVT sounds we had in our vocal warm-ups, like V, J or Z, V, J or Z. Now with J, and now with Z, Always remember to keep your abdominal muscles engaged. Now a lip trill, and we're going to change our melody slightly. We're going to go from 1 to 5 to 8, 5, 1. Let's do it one more time. And now with a siren on NG over the same notes. Sing. One more time. Sing. Now I am ready to try and use a vowel. I want to feel almost as if my sound was coming from the back of my head and getting away from me all the way to the top, just like the circle I have used with my NG siren. We're going to try with ah. Ah. Let's try on just a smaller movement, maybe 1, 5, 1. Ah. I'm going to do it first and then it's going to be your turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ah, your turn. From here, ah. From here, ah. From here, ah. Last one, ah. This might be tricky at first, but you can practice more of it until it becomes easier. Remember to target this exercise to the area of your own passaggio, so it could be a little bit lower or a little bit higher in your register than what we just did together.